bring it back really quick to you, Christy, then I'm going to go around the table on something. You said on another show that you do OnlyFans because men aren't doing what they're supposed to. Is that correct?
Wait, sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah, you said on another show that you do OnlyFans, or you were driven to do OnlyFans because men aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. Is that a correct statement?
Maybe, and I'm not exactly sure if I'm like there could be two ways that goes, but I think that if we were being taught to raise, like, we were being taught traditional values opposed to being taught feminism, then women would get like married and people would just be getting married younger
and not do what? Not have
a job, like
okay, so you can,
the olden days.
Well, you've
like,
kind of just walked yourself into.
No, it's like if we were, because they like are forcing like this feminist and like liberal stuff, and it's like normalized now. But if this were like the olden days, it's like you get married young and the man goes to work and the female stays home with the kids, and that's what I believe in. But that's just not how our society is anymore, which is a shame that it is.
But a guy could be doing everything that he's supposed to do, like if that's your standard, but not make $1 million a year. You said that's still not enough then for you to quit.
Well, I'm just saying that I don't see myself quitting in the future.
Why do you want someone to do everything for you?
Why do you
want someone to do everything for you?
How do I want someone to do everything for me?
Well, you want to be the traditional, I don't want to have to work, I don't want to have to do any of that. Why do you want?
I believe that men and women we are equally as important, but we are not equally the same. A man's strengths and a woman's strengths are completely different. A woman's strengths are the equivalent to a man's weaknesses, and a man's strengths are the equivalent to a woman's weaknesses, and that's why together we make a whole. That's why we mate in the first place.
Should you be seen and not spoken to, or not speak rather? Like that's
seen
the
and not heard?
Seen and not heard, that type of thing. Like because that's the traditional mindset in a marriage. Like the woman stands there and looks pretty. Is that what you mean by a traditional marriage? Because I would think if I was a woman that's shit.
No, I think I just explained it. I mean that the woman is supposed to be the caretaker and the man is supposed to be the provider, and I think that's how it sounds like you and your wife work.
We work 50-50 on everything.
Yeah.
We look after our son 50-50 on everything.
Okay.
And I feel like that is absolutely without a doubt the best way to live it. And I think there's a recent stat or study or whatever came out about millennial fathers are spending something like 81% more time with their kids than ever before. And that creates a whole generation of better young people, be it boys or girls. It makes them a whole lot better. And I think mixing it up in the family household is such an important thing to do. There's nothing wrong with staying at home and cooking and cleaning and all those type of things. But as long as your husband pulls his weight, that is so important. Because otherwise you start to resent each other. Oh, I have to go to work all day. Oh, I have to clean all day.
I'm not arguing against fathers being in the home. I think fathers should be in the home. I think
no, that's not what I said. That's not what I mean. That's not what I mean at all.
I know, but I think you're just like.
What? What am I doing?
I don't know what you're trying to get at. That like is so.
No, I just don't think that you actually want to be completely taken care of. I don't think anyone wants that. I think you lose a place in life when you do that. You don't actually. You lay on your deathbed and go, well, I'm glad I, got Cartier jewelry bought for me. Where's the fun in that? Where's the happiness in that? You got to make something for yourself.
Wait, so do you object to households where the husband is the sole breadwinner?
No, not at all. Because sometimes it's because I'm the sole breadwinner. Sometimes it's a financial decision, but you still got to have something that you're working on.
But you were saying everything's like 50-50.
Yeah.
But are you talking about finances or?
No, not so much finances. I am the sole breadwinner, but my wife is involved in creating the videos.
Oh, well, she's involved in your business.
Yeah, she's involved in business.
She helps with like editing and.
She has her own business that she works on. She helps with basically coming up with video ideas. She's written jokes for me in the past. Sometimes the jokes that have got
so
me
she's
canceled.
like involved in your.
She's involved.
Yeah.
She's involved, and she sells the merch after shows. She does all of those type of things, and I love that we do that together.
And I'm completely fine with that. I want my husband to be the sole breadwinner, but that doesn't mean I wouldn't do things with him. Like, I would completely make businesses with him and stuff. I like the entrepreneurial mindset. It's just like I would go into real estate or create a business or something, but I'm not going to be like the leader of taking charge of that business. I'll play a role in that, but my main goal will be to be a mom.
Wait,
and
okay.
There's nothing
take
wrong
care
with
of
that.
the
I
home.
got a question for the whole panel here. First off, just show of hands, who here wants to be married, have a husband one day? Or a wife, I guess. A wife or not, because we do have two men here. We do have two. So all the girls want to get married, correct? And you're engaged, but nobody here is married except for you, correct? Question for the ladies: do you take your husband's last name in marriage? Go ahead.
Okay, I don't want to take my husband's last name unless it's Trump or Kennedy. Because mine is such a good one. And it's really like...
This is another factor.
Mine is such a
this
good
is not
one, though.
traditional.
I know, but
that
like...
is not traditional,
I
Christy.
just really... My last name's like... I just really like my last name. I know that's not traditional, but...
Traditional woman, by the way. She won't take her
Okay,
husband's last
Would
name.
you abbreviate?
I'm not saying I definitely won't, but like I worry that my husband's last name is going to be something that I don't want. And I don't want my
want
kids
it though
to have
because
That's-
it
that
doesn't
last
sound
name.
good.
You wouldn't
Okay,
name
here,
your
let's go around the
kids?
table. Let's go around the table. Would you take your husband's last name?
I would.
I don't feel strongly about it one way or the other way. If he felt really strongly about it and it was important for him, I would totally do it. But
Okay.
otherwise, it just feels like a lot of like paperwork and hassle to go through changing everything.
Well, okay, I guess the other component of this is like he wants the kids to have his last name too.
I mean, they have to have a last name, so it's probably more likely to be his last name than mine. So I'm totally fine.
Well, I
with
mean that sort of thing is
negotiable.
negotiated, and
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't strike me as something that's traditional, but it is something that is negotiated. Kelly, what about you?
I want to hyphenate.
No, Kelly.
Because I love my last name because everyone calls me by my first and last name. Like that's like my nickname. So like
What's your last name?
Lou. So my name is Kelly Lou. So it's
Kelly
like
Lou.
it's like fun to say, So like, and my boyfriend's last name is Murray, so it's gonna be Kelly Lou Murray.
Oh, hyphenated?
Yeah.
Do you want him to hyphenate too?
No.
What about for the kids?
They can just have his. I don't care.
Oh.
But
Okay,
it's just like
all
the
right.
fact that
Yeah,
and then I also have it my last name tattooed on my back, so it's like
Oh.
But
You're
like
kind of committed.
I really
Like she's
just
strong on this
genuinely
one.
love like everyone calls it. My manager calls me that. Like everyone calls me like
Kelly
Kelly
Lou?
Lou.
Kelly
Yeah.
Kelly
that's
Lou.
nice.
It's
Nice.
like my name's just Kelly. It's kind of boring, but like oh hey Kelly Lou, like that sounds better than just Kelly.
A lot of people call
Okay.
me like with my last name too.
Yeah.
Wait,
But
Madison,
no,
what about you?
I absolutely want Frankie's last name.
You want Frankie's last name?
I didn't know. Are there any negatives to having?
Well, I mean, just it takes a bit of time to, you got to go to the courthouse, get your name changed. It costs a little bit of money.
Oh, I'll
Then there's
wait,
some
I'll
time.
pay.
You got to get your credit cards changed, various
Just to
things.
get like everything, all that shit.
I'd do
Yeah,
all
like
of
the
that to have
paperwork.
But
Frankie's
it's
last
like
name.
it takes it's like a day of work, a day or two of work, I think.
I don't
If
mind.
he'll do the work,
I'll
sure.
wait.
What's that?
I'll work.
He can do the work and the paperwork, and that
He
would
can
be
do the
nice.
work?
He'll do the filing.
Alex, what about you?
When I get married, I absolutely want to take a guy's last name, and I think that is the ultimate traditional thing to do because
It is
look,
tradition. It is tradition.
Women, it's tradition, and it's important because women have babies, right? We physically can say like this is my child, and there's proof physically. But the only thing that a guy can do is to give that child his last name, and so women have babies, guys have. Women have babies, guys have maybes. Unless they're giving that child their last name, they are pledging to protect, to provide, and be there. And so I definitely want his last name, and I want my kids to have his last
Right,
name.
I want the same name as my kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys hyphenate, or did she take your last name?
No, she took mine. If she wants to get paid every week, then yeah, she has to. But it is 2023. Men can have children too as well. So I just like to add that in there. I think it's important because I don't know, if you look into the crux of it, like it's actually not that important. And you start to really nail down and go, okay, why do we want that? Why do we want it? But it is tradition. And I like
it's
that. I
tradition.
think it's
Just
important.
for the sake of argument, so say you were in a household where the female earned more money and was the head of household. In that case, could an argument be made for the family to take the female's last name? So is this truly like who is head of the household, or is it more like
I think
it's
whoever's
just male?
stronger. Like
Yeah.
in a bench press?
Yeah.
Like if my wife can bench press more than
Okay,
me, then
so it's
I'm
just like
taking her
pure
name.
gym.
Makes her
Like,
the man in the
Yeah, because
relationship.
for
it's
sure.
men who like more masculine women.
Yeah,
So,
if she's got a bigger
yes.
clit than my dick is, then
that
she
a
can take
thing?
it.
What?
Where people take the woman's last name, or is that just like
Yeah, and
humorous?
simpy
I've
marriages.
had a couple who did that.
Loosen up.
What do you think? Would you, let's say you were gonna marry a girl, and she's
You're
like, "I'd like to
mean.
hyphenate." No go.
Nah, we ain't hyphenate shit.
No, there you go. No hyphenating.
hyphenate shit.
No hyphenating.
Oh.
Zero hyphenating.